Hi, this is Jonathan Gorman from iCreative, and today we are going to talk about the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch is going to bring you three groups of features that can easily be categorized as notifications, serious medical technologies, and also exercise technologies. First, let's talk about the basics. There are 5 different ways to control how you interact with Apple Watch. The first is by tapping or scrolling on the display. You can also force press, and in many situations that is going to give you an additional control or feature. The third is by turning the digital crown, which is this dial on the right upper side. The fourth is by pressing the digital crown, which is actually a button as well on the side. And the fifth is at the bottom. There's one last button down here at the bottom. That button is typically used to turn and turn off and also initiate SOS. If you tap once on the screen, a swipe down from the top is going to show you all and any notifications that have come in recently. Swipe up to get out of it. If you swipe up from the bottom, this is going to bring you a really handy little area called the control center, where you can do things like turn on Wi-Fi, turn off Wi-Fi. You can see the amount of charge left in the phone. You can turn on or turn off notifications. Theater mode is going to require that you tap on the display in order to bring it to life. And do not disturb is also found here, as well as the flashlight. There's a couple of other really handy ones here as well. One of which is the ability to ping your iPhone. So if you tap on this, it's actually going to send an alert to your phone in case you misplaced it. This is really handy. If I tap once on the digital crown, it's going to take me back to the watch face. Speaking of watch faces, if I wanted to change them, I can just force press on it, and then I can begin to swipe through the existing options. If I click on New, now I can start scrolling down to see the list of all the available faces. Once I get to a face that I like, I'm going to choose this one right here. I'm going to tap on it once. Now that I've selected that particular face, I'm going to force press on it and tap Edit at the bottom. And what's neat about this is I can use the dial to start to scroll through all of the available colors and shades and ways to manipulate this particular watch face. If I swipe over to the next, I'm able to look at the position. And then we have the opportunity to change or edit the complications. Complications are just simply additional forms of data that are shown on the watch face. And in this case, I've got the date up here at the top. If I tap on that little field where the date would lay on the display, I have an opportunity to change the function of that particular complication. I can even turn it off and just leave that field 100% blank. I'm going to tap on it once more, and I am going to go down to the date because I find that to be pretty handy. With a single tap on the digital crown, and one more as well, I'm now able to hold on to my settings. One of the main reasons you're going to find value in Apple Watch is notifications. So it's handy to determine how and what notifications you're going to be receiving. One neat feature is you can actually answer calls on Apple Watch and transfer them over to iPhone. When a new call comes in, it's easy to answer the call on Apple Watch by clicking on the green button. At this point, on the right-hand side at the bottom, you can tap on the little dots icon, and you can actually transfer the call to any number of things. If you were to look at your iPhone right now, you would see that in the top left-hand corner, there would be a little green icon over the time. If you tap on that, then you can actually transfer the call. In this screen, it's really nice to know that you can also transfer the call to use your external AirPods. which is a really great feature. You might actually have an Apple Watch that has cellular, and if so, you could be out on a run and not have your phone with you at all and be able to answer the call using your Apple Watch and your AirPods. This is a really great trick. I want to talk a little bit about some of the serious medical advances that have come to Apple Watch. Things like fall detection are really important to know about. On Apple Watch itself, if you tap and hold on the bottom button for a couple of seconds, you're going to get this screen. This screen is going to enable you to power off the device 100% by swiping on that. You can also, if you're a medical professional or a paramedic, they can just simply swipe on medical ID and get access to your medical information. And lastly, at the bottom, if you're in duress or maybe you've fallen or you can't get up, you can actually slide on the bottom one to enable emergency SOS. Emergency SOS is going to also call 911 and send notifications to the people that are in your medical ID emergency contact list in the form of a text message, and also it'll send them the exact location where you are at the time of the incident. These are really powerful features. We're going to click on cancel. ECG is a new electrocardiogram technology built into Apple Watch and the Apple Watch app on iPhone. You can go in and enter the information that you'd like to see directly on the Apple Watch app. Lastly, let's talk a little bit about exercise and the ability to use the Apple Watch as an aid in all of your exercise activities. The first thing I'm going to do is tap on the digital crown to get to the list of apps. If you don't like the way that your apps are presented to you, there's two ways that you can actually see them. The first is, if I tap on this and get to the section where I can see all of my apps, I can scroll down to settings. And under settings, you're going to find something that says app view. There it is. I have an opportunity to do the grid view, which we call honeycomb view, or the list view. I find the list view to be very handy because I can simply tap on the side, get a list of all of my apps, and use the digital crown or swipe up and down on the screen itself to navigate through the different apps on iPhone. We're going to head down all the way down to W for the workout app. And this is where you can decide what type of workout you're going to begin. So you've got the ability to do an outdoor walk, an outdoor run, outdoor cycling, indoor walk, indoor run, indoor cycle, or an elliptical. You can even do a rower, stair stepper, and further down, there's even the ability for us to do some swimming. The newer Apple Watches are not only waterproof, but they're able to detect your strokes as you swim. So if you simply go to the workout app and begin a new swimming workout, you might find some great value here. Let's talk for a moment about setting up medical ID for Apple Watch. The first thing you'll need to do is search for the Apple Watch app on your iPhone. Once you open it up, a couple of things that I wanted to point out actually. Down here under Emergency SOS, this is going to give you a reminder of how the Emergency SOS feature works. This is also where you can turn on and turn off fall detection. But most importantly, at the bottom is where you can see your current emergency contacts and the numbers associated with them. If you want to edit these contacts, there's a link right here to edit them in the Health app. If you weren't in the Apple Watch first, you can simply access the Health app on Apple Watch by doing a search on iPhone for Health. It's in here that you can get access to the emergency access to medical ID. Review medical ID, And now it's going to walk you through a series of options. You can list any allergies that you have to certain medications. You can list out your organ donor preferences and add blood type and your weight. And this is where you can add or remove any of your existing emergency contacts. If there's an event, on the bottom right of Apple Watch, that button is what you'll tap and hold to get to the opportunity to call 911. On iPhone itself, if you tap and hold on both the volume up or volume down and the sleep wake button on the right hand side, if you tap those and hold them simultaneously, this is how you can access it on Apple Watch.
Hey everybody, Alexis here, and I'm hopping in to chat with you a little bit about the Activities app. It's one of the amazing health features that the Apple Watch includes, and you'll find it at the top of your list. Go ahead and tap on Activity, and you're going to see 3 rings. Each ring represents your progress for the day on a specific goal. If you scroll down, you'll see that red is your movement goal, green is your exercise goal, and blue is your standing goal. You can customize these goals to suit your specific needs. If you keep scrolling down, you'll actually be able to see a chart with your daily progress as well. One of my folks' favorite features is to be able to see your steps and the total distance that you've walked in that day. They actually have a little competition amongst themselves, which I think is really fun. The goal for them is to walk 10,000 steps a day. It's pretty cool if you can set your own. Right now, it looks like Jonathan has walked about 1/10 of a mile. You can also look at your weekly summary and change your goals right here from the app. You can also share your activity with friends, which makes competing even easier. And you're able to compete in different challenges. For instance, here's a March challenge. You can go through competitions and see all of the challenges that you've already completed. You can close out your rings and achieve workout goals. That's it. You can also check all of this progress and more on your Activities app on your iPhone.